Good morning. Welcome to Harsha's training, Python programming. Okay. So this is the first session, and in this session we will discuss mainly the things related to what are the topics that we are going to cover throughout the session. After completion of the syllabus coverage, we will move to the introduction topic of Python programming. Okay. Hope everyone know the syllabus content. Meanwhile, I will explain once again. I will explain what are the contents that we have. Okay. So the first and the basic thing is the introduction to Python. This is the everyone. So we have taught the subject. The first one is simply the basic introduction to Python. That is in the sense the introduction, basic introduction, who invented the Python, what are the features of Python, applications of the Python, all the basic things. After completion of the basic things, we will move to installation. That is how do we install the particular software in our computer. So these two are the basic things. Without knowing these two things, it is not possible to move further. Okay, right. After that, we are coming into the actual syllabus. We're coming into the actual syllabus. So under the syllabus, first do the Python is divided into two parts. According to our curriculum, we are divided into two parts. One is the basic Python, that is the core Python. Second one is the advanced Python. Suppose here I will directly explain. Under core Python, what are the topics? So first of all, the basic topics are simply identifiers. All these are necessary. We know that already we know in C, C++, Java, whatever it is, even though you know these are different from language to language, and without knowing these basic things, it is not possible to write even a single program also. Okay, identifiers. After completion of identifiers, what are the keywords that are available, and operators, all the things, all the basic building blocks for writing a Python programming operators. And the most important, the heart of the Python programming is data types. So all these basics, along this we have some additional things also. So the additional things are like comments and type conversion and type casting, that is typecasting. These are the basic things. Okay, after completion of these basic things, next we are moving into control statements. Okay, this is also a basic building block that decides the flow of control. Flow of control in the sense we are writing a program. So in which order the program is executed? Statement 1, statement 2, that is line 1, line 2, line 3. The order of execution of lines are decided by the control statements. We have three types of control statements. So the first one is decision making statement, and the second one is iterative statement, and the third one is transfer statement. So under these control statements, we will discuss three things: decision making statements, iterative statements, and transfer statements. Again, under decision making statements, we have different subcategories. So the different subcategories are simple if else, if ladder, and then nested if. These are the different categories. Under iterative statements, we have two types of loops, while loop and for loop. Transfer statement, we have three keywords: break, continue, and for. Remember, in Python, we do not have while loop. Sorry, not for, sorry, pass. We do not have do while loop in Python programming, and we have an additional keyword pass is available in Python. So these are the control statements. So how we discuss these statements for each and every one? So what is the syntax, flow chart, and examples? Each and everything we will discuss an example in practical. Remember, this is not a theoretical concept. Here I will explain the theory. Again, directly we will move to the programming. Everything is under execution only. After completion of all these control statements, next what we discuss here, the data type. In this the first module we will discuss what are the data types, simple terms. Now the most important and the heart of the Python programming is the data type. Again, we will explain in detail. The first one is string. Without knowing these data types, it is not possible to write a program. It is not possible to write a program. So the first one is strings. So here what we will discuss under the strings, the simple thing, what is a string, how to create a string, what are the operations, that is what are some of the predefined functions that are available in strings. Predefined in the sense, I think you know the meaning of predefined, the functions that are already defined by the Python developer. That means what you have learned, everything is designed and everything is developed in Python. What you have to know, what are the things that are available, and you have to know how to use that particular things according to our requirements. That is the most important thing. So the most important thing is the things that are available and how we have to learn. So under the strings, we will discuss how to create a string. That is, what are the different ways of creation of a string. And after that, once we create a string, how to access the elements or the characters from the string, how to perform different functions on the string. After completion of the string, in a similar fashion, we will discuss the different types: list, tuple, dictionary, sets. These are the main things that we are discussing in Python programming. Without these things, Python is completely zero. Without these things, Python is completely zero. So we will clearly discuss each and every minute function available along with execution. Once these ones are completed, that is, what are the things? Once of comments, identifiers, keywords, how to read input from the user, how to provide output to the user, all the input statements, output statements, operators, and then decision making statements, looping statements, pass transfer statements. Once all these statements along with these data types are completed, then we are in a position to write a programming. That means we crack any interview written test. Okay. After completion of all this, we are in a position to write any programming. 90% all the programming is done. Now, the thing is, if you want to provide additional properties, so these are the basic things. If you want to provide any additional things, then automatically we are moving into the concept of functions. This is our next topic, functions. I think everyone know the meaning of function. The meaning of function is very simple. In a single line manner, reusability. For example, I am writing a program. Assume within the program, if you want to perform some task, assume the task is some addition of two numbers. Not only addition, if you want to perform some task, suppose if the task is to be repeated 10 times in the program, then what is our do? Simply, we are writing the same code 10 times in the program. Now, what is the problem? The problem, clearly, the problem is the same code is repeated 10 times. That is one problem. Wastage of the memory, that is the second one. And the more important thing is, suppose if there is a mistake in the code, suppose the same code is repeated 10 times, if there is a problem in that particular code, then you have to update the problem in all 10 times. That is a wastage of time also. To overcome that problem, that is to reduce the code repetition and to make the code more reusable. Make more reusable. We are moving into the concept of functions. Okay. So under the functions, the main important compared to remaining programming languages, one of the main important thing under Python programming is functions. We have different types of arguments. Arguments in the sense the parameters, that is what are we are passing inside the function. That means the inputs to the functions are called parameters. we have different ways of passing the parameters and different types of arguments that we are going to use in functions. We will discuss all these types of arguments along with another function is the recursive function. We'll also discuss the recursive function, and one of the additional advantage of functions in Python not available in remaining languages. In Python is we have the functions without any name. So that is called lambda function. A function without any name is called lambda function. So we will discuss all these things. Now the thing is Python is both procedure oriented and object oriented. So we will discuss the differences whenever the session starts. Right now we will know. So Python is both procedure oriented and object oriented. Now whatever the things we have discussed until up to now, all those are comes under procedure oriented. After completion of procedure oriented, we will move to object oriented programming. That means object oriented principles of Python. So what are the things of object oriented programming? Class, object, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction. These are some of the object oriented principles. Okay. Now, after completion of all those things, we will discuss these object oriented principles. Each and every one. What is a class? How to create a class? Okay. What is an object? How to create an object? Suppose what is an inheritance? What are the different types of inheritance? How to apply the inheritance through the programming? How the inheritance concept is applicable in real life? Okay. All those things are covered. Now, along this, for reading the input and producing the output and to provide some additional functionality, we have three main functions. One is map, second one is reduce, another one is filter. These are the functions that are available for implementing some additional functionality to the programming for additional functionality. Okay. Now, after completion of all these basic things, we will also discuss some of the important topics, exception handling. So when there is an exception, how to handle those exception? How to handle those exception? That is also the main important thing. What are the different keywords that are used for handling of exception? So all those things are covered under exception handling. And regular expression. That means before going to this module, what is a module in Python? How do we import the module into our programming? What are the different ways of importing the module? After completion of all the introduction concept and how to import all the techniques of the modules, we will move to one of the important module is regular expression. Regular expression is one module that we will going to discuss. Math is one module, that is all mathematical functions are available, and then along with if you have also discuss random module. Random is another module we will discuss. Suppose if also discuss the OS module. So we will discuss some of the modules. What are the modules? How to import the modules? What are the different functions? That means different predefined functions that are available in the module. So all these things are belongs to the core of Python programming. Now I will show you whatever the syllabus that we share to you. So observe the syllabus. So these are the basic things. These are the basic things. So after that, the things related to strings. Now different types of operators. We will discuss all these operators. We will discuss all these operators, different types of operators in Python and flow control. The first one is a conditional statement or also called as a decision making statement, also called as decision making statements, and loops, while loop and for loop. Here, these are the additional things. So under the while loop, we will also discuss while loop with else is possible in Python, infinite while loops. So these are the jumping statements are also called as transfer statements, these three. Now, what are the other things? The concept related to list, tuple, sets. Under the set, we have an additional property. A set without any modification is called frozen set. We discuss frozen set and dictionary. And then the functions. Along with the main important things under the function is functions with the types of arguments. The functions with the different types of arguments. So once the functions concept, we have based on the function, the different types of variables are also available. Okay, all those and those things are anonymous function, filter, map, reduce. These are the some of the core Python. Coming to advanced Python, the object-oriented programming principles. So class who object encapsulation, whatever the things we will discuss all those things, we will discuss all those things. See this one. Okay, so actually I here I am explained very briefly, but we are coming to in there. For example, not only class and object, if you want to create an object, we have to know the concept of constructor, and we have different types of variables: local variables, class variables, static variables, instance variables, and different types of methods, different types of access specifiers, and everything is available. So we will discuss each and everything under object oriented programming. Okay, next to coming to the concept of module. What is a module? How to import the module? What are the different ways of importing the module? On that, after completion of the modules, we will also discuss example either regular, so at least three modules: regular expression, random, math, OS. So how the modules are imported, what are the functions that are available in those modules, and after that, this one, multi-threading concept. So, under the coming concept of multi-threading, what is the difference between single thread and multi-thread? What is the concept of multitasking? How to achieve multi-threading concept in Python? I think everyone know the multi-threading concept in Java if you know the Java subject. And remember, for learning Python, the remaining languages are not at all important. Python is the language for any beginner, even though you don't know any language. So no problem, we completely learn the Python programming from the scratch. I will teach from the scratch. Suppose if you know other programming languages, then it is very benefit to you. Then that means, for example, if you want to learn a topic, if you don't know any language, approximately it takes 10 minutes. Suppose if you know any other languages, it takes 7 minutes. Only that is the difference. But final destination is you will completely know the Python programming languages. No problem. After that, exception handling. What are the errors and how to handle the exception? What are the different types of exceptions and everything? Okay. Now, the thing is the file handling. Thing is the file handling. So this is the one of the important thing. What is the thing? That means I already created some information in the file. How to access the file through programming? How to access the file through programming? Okay, and then after accessing the file, you have to perform some operations, that is read the information, update the information. So generally CURD operations. So creation, updation, reading, deletion, you can perform any operation on the file. This is one of the important topic under Python. Now, serialization and deserialization. So in a simple sense, along with the different modules, we also discuss two more modules. Pickle is the module, Marshall is the module. Okay. So in a simple sense, we are providing synchronization, serialization. For example, you have multiple things that want to execute at the same time. How to achieve the serialization? Everything we will discuss. And database access, this is also very important thing. What is mean by database? So here, how the database is useful in the sense, suppose you are creating a project, assume you are in a university. So the aim is you have to create a project related to all the student details. So my database is your university. Under the database, we have different tables. Assume CSE is one table, EC is one table, mechanical is one table, civil is one table. According to assume, according to some stream or branch wise, according, so one person asked, okay, 1 second. I got one comment. What is that one? How long is the entire training? So the entire training is 2 months. The entire training is maximum 2 months. So depending upon the time, we will complete as early as possible. So why? Because exactly the time is not 1 hour. For example, in one day, depending upon the topic, suppose if it is completed within 10 minutes, suppose the time is 6:30 to 7:30. For example, if the topic takes more than 10 minutes, so we no problem. We will continue up to 7:40, 7:50. So depending upon the topic continues, so the maximum duration is 2 months. So most probably we will complete in less than 2 months if possible. So if it is not possible, it takes more than 2 months also. So the only thing is here, according to my intention, the thing is not the time. The thing is we have to learn each and every topic along with execution, not theoretical. Each and every topic along with execution. That is my intention. Based on that one and according to your grasping, the time depends. According to your grasping only, the time depends. Okay. So under the database access, how to create a database and how to store the database, how to insert the values, how to retrieve the values, simply everything related to a project, everything related to a things. So here we will discuss at least we have many number of database, Archil, SQL, MySQL, SQLite, MongoDB. We have many number of databases. Among all the databases, the industry nowadays the most useful database and the most old database is MySQL. All the databases, the concept is same. The only thing is the commands that are used in the database. For example, MySQL uses one type of command, SQL uses another type of command, but the way to access the completely same. So under database, we will discuss the MySQL. We will discuss MySQL database. So the basic thing is the command line. This is the basic of Python command line arguments. And I already explained regular expressions. So along with some of the additional topics, these are the some of the additional concepts, iterators, generators. In the simple sense, what are these things? For example, we are writing a function. Assume I am writing a function. So the task of the function is to perform this task. And and if you want to add more functionality in the sense the same function wants to perform an additional task. The function is same. If the same function wants to perform some additional task, then we are going to some iterators. Okay, like this. So these are the some additional advanced concepts in Python. Now, so here not in the syllabus, but if time permits, definitely we will discuss at least one class the concepts of numpy. So these are the things that are useful. These are the things that are useful for data science and machine learning projects also. Data science and machine learning projects also. In one topic, one class, we will discuss NumPy. In one class, we will discuss pandas. In one thing, we will discuss matplotlib. These are the libraries that are mainly useful for real-time machine learning and data science applications. Machine learning and data science applications. So we will discuss some methods or the functions that are available, all these things. Once we know all these things, next we will implement at least one machine learning project also. One project that is related to machine learning, that is how these things are applied to a real-time data set. That is, what are the data sets, how do we download the data sets from the internet, and on the data set, how do we perform these operations. That is, what is the machine learning, what are the different algorithms, at least two or three algorithms. So not all the algorithms, at least two or three classification algorithms, how the classification algorithms are applied on the data sets by using all these things. We will discuss definitely, even though those are not present in the syllabus, definitely we will discuss these things also. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to cover, and the each and every topic after completion of theoretical, definitely we will move to the practical. At the same time, at the parallelly, we will do both the things. So this is the topic. If you have any doubt under the topics, let me give. If you have any doubts, please ask me. After that, we will move to the introduction to Python. If you have no doubts or if you have any doubts, I will clarify your doubts. And after that, we will move to the introduction to Python programming. Anyone and any type of doubt, no problem. No? Okay. I think nobody asking any doubts. I think the syllabus is cleared. So the syllabus is cleared. Okay. Okay. Then I will move to the introduction to Python. Is it okay? Anyone either give the message also, either okay. Can I move to introduction to Python programming? Yes. Okay. Only one student is responded. Okay. See this one. How we are going to this is. So we are moving with this PPT along with after completion of one letter, automatically we are moving into execution. So whenever our original sessions begins, I will show how to install the software also. I will show how to install the software and from the internet. So why? Because the Python is open source. That is the free software. It is freely available in the internet. I will show how to download and install also. Okay. Before that one, I will move with this fundamental topics. So fundamental in the sense the basic introduction to Python. Very basic introduction to Python. So for these topics, I think no need of any execution. So first one is a Python is general purpose high level programming language. So what is the meaning? I think you got it. High level programming language. Before knowing what is high level programming language, generally if you consider any programming language, we have different types. Low level programming language like this, low level programming language, and in middle we have assembly language. Right now it is not important for us. High level language. So right now we need only two things: low level programming language, high level programming language. So coming to the point of computer, a computer can understand only binary language. Binary in the sense everything is written in terms of zeros and ones. Everything, each and every statement is written in terms of zeros and ones. For example, if you want to perform addition of two numbers in computer format, how the numbers are stored? The binary representation of 2, the binary representation of 3, and at the same time for even plus also we have the binary representation like this. Assume this is the binary representation, not exactly, assume this is the binary representation. Everything is in terms of binary. So a computer can understand only binary language. Then how the user or the developer knows this language, how it is possible to remember all these binary language? It is very difficult. So that is the reason we are moving into high level programming language. We are moving into high level programming language. High level in the sense the natural language, that is English. Assume in our language, that is English is the high level language. That means we are writing our program in English language. We are writing our program by using our natural English language. Then the developer or user, it is very easy to understand. It is very easy to understand the language, right? And Python is also a high level programming language. Python is also a high level programming language. What is the meaning of general purpose? So for any type of programming, that is for any type of task, the Python programming language is useful. Now, so here we have some additional things also. So we are writing your program in high level language, the computer understands only low level language. Then how it is possible, how the conversion is possible, we will discuss in the next slides. Whenever we are coming to the concept of futures, we will discuss these things. Now, so the Python is developed by the scientist Van in the year 1989, and but officially Python comes into existence in the year 1991. Comes into existence in the year 1991, and it is the first programming language. It is recommended as the first programming language for the beginners. Okay. Now, I will explain one this. Why Python becomes the most popular language. So my program is to print hello world. My program is to print hello world. This is my program. Suppose if you want to write the program in Java, this is the structure. Compulsory you have to create a class and you have to write the main. Within the main, by using print statement, you have to print the value. Coming to C, compulsory you have to include the header file and main. Within the main, we are printing these values. Within the main, we are printing these values. But coming to Python, no need to write any class, no need to write any main, no need to import any module. Simply by using the print statement, that is only single line is sufficient for printing the output. That means understand. Compared to remaining programming languages, Python is very easy to use. Very easy to use. Okay, that is one of the main advantage of Python programming. Now, before going to that, we will discuss applications where we can use Python. Now, I will explain these applications. Based on these applications, you know the importance of the Python. So Python is used everywhere. Whatever we are concerned, Python is used in every situation. So the first and the most important thing is for desktop applications. What is mean by desktop application? You are designing a software. The software is installed in your particular computer. For example, consider if you are moving to any shopping mall. You have some billing software. For example, if you want to book some railway tickets, or if you want to book some bus tickets, we have some softwares are available. So you have to install the software. For example, if you are going to some shopping mall, they have the billing software. That software is installed in their particular desktop, in their particular system. So for such type of applications, that is such type of softwares are developed by using Python. And web application, for example, coming to India, if you want to book any railway ticket, so IRCTC is the railway ticket. So this is the web application. So we have snapshots, that is a web application. Many number of web applications are available. For any web applications, we are using Python. Database application, that is any project that needs the requirement of database in the sense, for example, university application. A university must and should requires a database. What are the studies, how many number of students passed in this year, how many number of backlogs, what are the subjects that are going to cover, each and every. For example, your university website, that is a database. Compulsory your university website must and should, even though that is a web application, it requires some database to store the complete details. network programming, developing games. I think everyone you know. So these are the things. So we are using Python, and these are along with these things, the most important the things. So because of these things only, Python becomes the most popular language. One is a data analysis. One of the booming software is nowadays data analytics. So analysis of data, simple thing, prediction of stock market. So whether the sales, that is sales increases or decreases, the prediction. So all these analytics we are using Python. That means if you want to move to the concept of, that is the field of data analytics, compulsory you have to know the concept of Pythons. Without these Python, all these things are advanced things. So these are the separate modules. If you want to learn machine learning without knowing the basic concepts of Python programming, it is not possible to learn the machine learning. Even though you learn the theoretical concepts of machine learning, but if you want to implement, compulsory you have to know the concept of Python, even from operators from scratch also. Artificial intelligence, we are using Python. For IoT applications, we are using Python. For each and every applications we are using Python programming. Now, how the Python programming is developed? Generally, we are developing a project or we are developing a new language. At the time of new language development, what are the things we will discuss? So already some language is existed. What are the advantages of existing language? What are the disadvantages of existing language? Right? So always a new language overcome the disadvantages of existing language and has to use the advantages of existing language. In the same sense, the Python language is developed by taking almost all the programming languages features. That is, each programming language has some best feature. So the Python is developed by extracting the best features from this existing language. Suppose the functional programming, this is the best feature available in C. So the functional programming feature of C is extracted and it is available in Python. So the object oriented feature of C++, scripting language feature of Perl and Shell script, these are the two languages. Modular programming features, that means what are the things? Each the programming languages are developed from these programming languages. Whatever the best feature, extract the best features from different programming languages, and all the features are combined in the Python. That means the Python supports the many types of programming languages. Suppose coming to C, C supports only procedure oriented, that is a function programming language. Java supports only object oriented, but Python supports both procedure and object oriented. Along with Python supports scripting languages also. That is that is the reason Python becomes the most popular subject. So this is the very basic introduction. That is who developed the Python, what are the things that are available in Python, and where we are using Python. Okay. Now, if you have any doubts related to anything, please ping me. So in the next session, we will directly move to the features of Python. What are the features of Python? And if possible, we will move to how to install the particular Python software. Okay. If you have any doubts, so please ask me. And after that, I will close the session. If you have no doubts, I will close the session. Any doubts? No problem. So always be please ask the doubts without any shame. Directly ask the doubts. No problem. So we will try to resolve all your notes. Yes. How to get recording session? Yes. So every day after completion of the session, every day after completion of the session, you will got some Gmail. I think your mail IDs are registered. Once our session completely starts, every day we will send the recorded video to your mail. So we will send some link. Simply download the link. So download the video from the link. Okay. So no need to ask anybody. By default, every day you will got after completion of this session. Yes. So for your convenient, after whenever you got the link, download the link. So don't waste the time. Generally, the link is approximately 3 to 4 days. On the worst case, whenever you got the link, suppose today I complete the session, by end of the today only, by the end of the today only you got the session, simply download the link and share your personal laptop. Okay, save in your personal laptop. And any other else? So remember, along with syllabus, I will also explain the machine learning things also. That is the most syllabus. Actually, we are not provided in the syllabus. Okay, even though we are not providing the syllabus, that is the most important thing. The NumPy, Pandas, SciPy, Matplotlib that are not related to Python and that are not related to advanced of Python, that are related to completely machine learning and data science. But if you want to select anything in the future, this is useful.